In terms of eligibility and requirements, for master's scholarship eligibility, applicants must be citizens or refugees of eligible Commonwealth countries with at least a 2.1 first degree, and then required documentation. Most of the times they look for proof of citizenship in the application form. They will ask for academic transcripts, so all those, they have to be ready, and then they'll need two referees, which is mandatory for scholarship applications. And then the application process, applications must be submitted through a nominating agency, through nominating agencies or UK universities, and meet all criteria and deadlines. Selection and completion, early and complete applications. This is very important to make sure that if you want to be considered, you need to give yourself more time to apply. So if you haven't started, I'll urge you to start now, because 14 October is just a few weeks from now. And also put in mind that selection is rigorous, it's so competitive, and and they always seek to reward outstanding candidates only. So it's competitive, it's quite rigorous and competitive. So that's why one has to be very prepared. So we'll discuss this in a moment as well, as I give you the presentation. As for PhD scholarships, required application documents, these include a detailed research proposal. So unlike the master's, a master's does, when you're applying for a master's scholarship, there is no need for a research proposal. It's just applying, writing your motivational essay within the form itself. But with a PhD, you need to write a research proposal, besides academic transcripts, two references, and UK supervisor. So the main differences between master's and PhD is that, number one, for PhD, there's need for research proposal, which is not a requirement for master's. And number two is that with PhD, you need to have a UK supervisor's support. So there's going to be a statement from a UK supervisor. So in other words, you need to do more work. So if there's anyone who is doing a PhD here, just to make sure that the time that is remaining, you have to find a supervisor. So you need to go on the university websites, go to the contact section to find the lectures there, and then write them an email. Most of the UK universities, they will have a list of staff members, including the lectures, on their website. And the good thing is, not only would they have their information, they also have their contact with them. So anyone can contact them directly and send them a proposal and ask them if it's something that they would be willing to supervise if your application. So once they write you a statement, then you are sure that your application will stand a better chance. It's actually mandatory. So if you don't have that, you won't be able to complete your application if you're applying for a PhD scholarship. Applications must be submitted via nominating agents as well, just as masters, and meet both Commonwealth Scholarship Commission and agency-specific criteria for consideration. When I say agency-specific criteria, I mean those nominating agencies. So those nominating agencies, they will also have their own criteria for them to determine who they should nominate. So you also need to make sure to find out what their specific criteria is, before you contact them. And in terms of the research proposal itself, the proposal must clearly explain methodology, sampling strategy, and expected development impact aligned with the CSC themes. So even though we are saying detailed here, the detailed, it does not necessarily mean the proposal should be 6 pages or 8 pages. That's not what we mean by saying detailed. When we say detailed research proposal, we mean a proposal that has all the expected key information, all the key ingredients that are required. And you can do that in 2 pages, you know? So in 2 pages, you can still outline the methodology. You can still outline the sampling strategy, and you can also outline the expected development impact, aligned with any of the CSC themes that I mentioned earlier. So that can be done in 2 pages, maximum 3 pages, So even my proposal in 2022, when I submitted, it was not more than 3 pages. It was less than that, I think. Yeah. And then, so those are the key differences between masters. Just a summary. I've already explained that, but just a summary. The level of study, in terms of level of studies, for master's scholarship, it's taught masters, and then for PhD scholarship, it's doctoral research, and then eligible countries is low and middle income, whereas PhD, they are looking for least developed and vulnerable states. So it's more than just low and middle income. And then in terms of master's scholarship, there is no extra requirement, whereas for PhD, they require supervisor's statement.